All right, Leo, I have a question for you. You're at a coffee shop with a friend. You look at the menu and you say, and I want you to answer naturally. Don't think too much, you say. I blank have a cappuccino. What comes out of your mouth?
Um, I will have a cappuccino?
Perfect. Now, here's the thing. You said will, and that is actually exactly right in that situation. But if I change the situation just a little bit, the answer changes completely, and that is what today's episode is all about.
Oh, this is good. I feel like I've been using will and going to the same way my whole life.
You are not alone. In fact, I'd say about 80% of intermediate learners treat these two as if they are completely interchangeable. But native speakers, we make a clear distinction. And once you learn this distinction, your English will instantly sound more natural.
Okay, I'm ready. Hit me with the rule.
Here it is. Simple but powerful. Use going to for plans you've already decided. Use will for decisions you make in the moment.
Say that again?
Going to is for pre-decided plans. Will is for spontaneous decisions, decisions you make right now.
Okay, so at the coffee shop, when I said I will have a cappuccino, that was a decision I made right then looking at the menu, so that makes sense.
Exactly. You didn't walk into that coffee shop already planning to get a cappuccino. You looked at the menu, considered your options, and then decided that's will.
So, when do I use going to?
Great question. Imagine this. It's Friday morning. You're texting with your friend Sarah. She says, "What are you doing tonight?" And you say, "I am going to watch that new Marvel movie."
Because I already bought the tickets, I already planned it, so it's not a spontaneous decision.
Bingo. The plan exists in your head before the conversation happens. You didn't just decide to watch the movie when Sarah asked you. You already knew, so you use going to.
That's so clear. Why did nobody explain it like that before?
Well, that's what we're here for. But let me make it even more concrete. I want you to imagine two different scenes. Scene one, you're at home. Your phone rings. It's your friend. She says, "Hey, do you want to grab dinner tonight?" You think for a second and say, "Sure, I will meet you at the Italian place at 7."
Will, because I just decided right then.
Perfect. Now, scene two. Same friend, but this time she calls and says, "Hey, are we still on for dinner tonight?" And you say, "Of course. I am going to meet you at the Italian place at 7."
Going to, because the plan was already made. I didn't just decide it.
You are nailing this. Do you hear the difference in feeling? I will meet you sounds like a new plan. I am going to meet you sounds like a plan that already existed. Native speakers feel this instinctively.
Okay, so let me ask you something. What about predictions? Like, I think it will rain tomorrow. That's not a plan.
Excellent question. Predictions are where things get tricky because actually you can use both, but they carry different meanings.
Different meanings for the same weather forecast?
Yes. Let me explain. When you say, "I think it will rain tomorrow," that's a general prediction. It's based on your opinion or your general knowledge. You might say this just by looking at the sky and feeling like it's going to rain.
Okay.
But when you say, "Look at those clouds, it is going to rain," that is a prediction based on present evidence. You can see the evidence right now. The dark clouds are right there. So going to is used when you have a clear sign or evidence in the present moment.
So going to is more certain, more immediate.
Yes, exactly. Think of it this way. If you can see the evidence, use going to. If it's just a feeling or a general belief, use will.
Give me a comparison. Two sentences side by side.
Sure. Sentence A, "I think the meeting will end early." That's a general hope. You don't have any specific reason to believe it, you just think it might happen.
And sentence B?
Sentence B, "The manager just canceled the last agenda item. The meeting is going to end early. You have evidence. You saw the manager cancel something, so you can confidently say going to."
Oh, I love that. So the rule is if I can point to something and say, because of that, it's going to.
That is a perfect way to remember it. If you can point to a reason, a sign, evidence, going to. If it's just in your head, a thought, a spontaneous idea, will,
This is genuinely changing how I think about English.
good. Now let me tell you about the mistake that almost every learner makes. And Leo, I'm going to set you up. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, you're at a party. Someone asks you, Are you going to have another drink? And you say, no, I will drive home tonight. Is that correct or incorrect?
I think it's correct because I'm deciding right now that I'm not going to drink.
Close. But here's the thing, if you came to the party by car, then the plan to drive home existed before anyone asked you about drinks. You already knew you were driving. So it should be, I am going to drive home tonight.
Wait, but in my head, I'm making the decision to not drink right now.
I understand. But the driving part, that's not a new decision. That's a pre-existing plan. You arrived by car. You knew you would drive home. So going to is more natural for native speakers. I am going to drive home tonight, so I'll stick to water.
Wow, I have definitely been saying that wrong.
You are not alone. This specific mistake is incredibly common, and it happens because learners think will is for the future in general, but will is really for the moment of decision future, not the already planned future.
Say that again. That's the part I want to remember.
Will is for the moment of decision future. Going to is for the already planned future.
Moment of decision versus already planned. Got it.
Now let me give you a few more examples so this really sticks. Imagine you're booking a flight online. You're looking at prices. You turn to your friend and say, I will book the morning flight. That's a decision you're making right now, looking at the options.
Makes sense.
But earlier that day, you told your mom, I am going to book my flight tonight because it was already your plan. You had already decided to book it. You just hadn't chosen which one yet.
So the timing of when the decision was made matters more than when the action happens.
Exactly. The action of booking happens in the future in both cases. But when you made the decision is different, and that decides which word you use.
This is one of those things that seems so simple once you hear it, but I've been getting it wrong for years.
And that's exactly why we made this episode, because this is a small thing that makes a huge difference in how natural you sound. Let me tell you a quick story. I had a student from China, very advanced English, almost fluent, but she always used will for everything. I will go to the store later. I will call my mom tonight. I will finish the report tomorrow.
What did you tell her?
I asked her one question. Were these decisions you made before the conversation started? She thought about it and realized, yes, most of them were. She had already planned to go to the store. She had already decided to call her mom. So I said, try switching to going to for those. And she said her coworkers immediately started responding more warmly to her.
No way. Really?
Really, because going to sounds more committed, more sure. When you say, I will do it, it can sound like you just thought of it, like it's not a solid plan. But I am going to do it sounds like it's already decided, it's happening.
So if I want to sound more confident, I should use going to for things I'm actually going to do.
Exactly. Let's compare. I will help you with the project versus I am going to help you with the project, which sounds more reliable.
The second one for sure. Going to sounds like I've already made up my mind.
And that's why in business English, going to is often preferred when making commitments. We are going to deliver the report by Friday. That sounds like a promise. We will deliver the report by Friday. It sounds a little more like a hope.
What about promises? Like I promise I will call you.
Good point. Promises often use will because promises are made in the moment. You say, I promise, and then I will call you in the same breath. That's a spontaneous commitment, so will fits perfectly there.
Okay, so let me try to summarize what I've learned, and you tell me if I'm right.
Please.
Number 1, if I planned it before the conversation, use going to. Number 2, if I decide it in the moment, use will. Number 3, for predictions, if I can see evidence right now, use going to. If it's just a general feeling, use will.
Perfect summary. I could not have said it better myself.
Okay, let me try a few, and you tell me if I get them right. First one, your phone rings. It's your mom. You say, hi mom, the train is late. I arrive at 8 instead of 7:30.
What's the situation? Is this a planned arrival or a new update?
You already had the train ticket. You knew you were coming, but the delay is new information.
Okay, so the arrival itself was already planned. The time changed. So for the planned arrival, use going to. I am going to arrive at 8 instead of 7:30.
Okay, what about this one? You're at a restaurant. The waiter comes and asks what you want. You haven't looked at the menu yet. You quickly scan it and say,
Decision made in the moment. I will have the pasta.
right. And if I already knew what I wanted before I came to the restaurant,
Then I am going to have the pasta.
this is so easy now. Why did I think this was hard before?
Because textbooks make it complicated. They give you long grammar rules with exceptions and special cases. But real life English is simple. You know what you planned and you know what you just decided. Trust your brain.
Okay, one more scenario. I want to test myself. I'm at a job interview. The interviewer asks, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" I've prepared for this question. I've thought about it. Should I use will or going to?
Excellent scenario. You prepared. You already thought about this. So I am going to be leading a team in the marketing department. That sounds confident and prepared.
And if I use will, I will be leading a team. Does that sound worse?
It sounds a little less certain, like you're making it up on the spot, which in a job interview is not ideal.
Got it. So for job interviews, going to is your friend.
Absolutely. And for casual conversations with friends, the same rule applies. Let me give you one more tool, a trick that helps my students decide instantly.
I love tricks.
Here it is. Ask yourself, did this plan exist in my head 5 seconds ago? If yes, use going to. If no, if you just thought of it, use will.
5 seconds ago. That's the benchmark.
Yes, because most spontaneous decisions happen in under 5 seconds. If the plan existed longer than that, it's not spontaneous anymore.
Did this plan exist in my head 5 seconds ago? I am going to use that.
See what you did there? You said, I am going to use that, which is perfect because you decided to use it just now. That was a decision made in this conversation.
Wait, but I just thought of it now. Should it be I will use that?
No, because you're stating your intention. You've already decided the decision happened in the last few seconds, but now it's a plan. So going to works. If you said I will use that, that would also work because the decision is fresh, but going to emphasizes that you've made up your mind.
So both are possible?
In some situations, yes, especially when the decision is very recent. But as a general rule, the clearer your plan is, the more you've committed to it, the more natural going to becomes.
Okay, I have one more question. What about promises and threats, like I will never speak to you again? That's not a spontaneous decision, right? That's emotional.
The dramatic threat. Actually, those are often spontaneous. Someone makes you angry and you react. That's it. I will never speak to you again. That's a moment of decision. You decided right then. So will is correct.
And if I say I am going to never speak to you again?
That sounds like you planned it, like you've been thinking about it for days, which actually makes it sound more serious, more premeditated.
Oh, wow. So the choice of will versus going to can change how serious a threat sounds.
Exactly. And that is how powerful these two little words are. They carry meaning beyond just time. They carry intention, commitment, certainty, spontaneity, all packed into one word choice.
This episode has completely changed how I understand future tense.
I'm glad. Now, before we wrap up, let me give you one final practice round. I'll say a situation. You choose will or going to.
Ready?
You're walking down the street. You see an old woman struggling with heavy bags. You decide to help her. What do you say?
Excuse me, I will help you with those.
Perfect. Spontaneous decision. Now tell me this one. You and your roommate have a cleaning schedule. Every Saturday you clean the kitchen. It's Saturday morning. Your roommate asks, "Are you going to clean today?" What do you say?
I am going to clean the kitchen because it's already planned.
Beautiful. Last one. You're looking at the stock market. You see that a company's stock has been dropping for 3 days. You say to your friend,
The stock is going to drop more because I have evidence. I can see it's been dropping.
"You are a natural at this now. Honestly, Leo, you just demonstrated understanding at a level that most advanced learners don't reach. I'm impressed."
Thanks to you, I have to say, I feel way more confident about this now. And I think our listeners are going to feel the same way.
I hope so. And listeners, here is your takeaway. The one thing I want you to remember from today's episode. When you speak English, ask yourself one quick question before you talk about the future. Did I just decide this, or did I already know? If you just decided, say will. If you already knew, say going to. That's the whole secret.
Moment of decision versus already planned.
Exactly. Thank you so much for listening to Speak Like a Native. If this episode helped you, please subscribe and share it with a friend who is also learning English. We have new episodes every single day.
And practice this today. In your next conversation, catch yourself every time you use will or going to and ask, did I plan this or did I just decide? You will be surprised how much more natural you sound.
Great advice. See you in the next episode.
To you.